Are you experiencing that model portfolio services are used for clients of, say, assets below £250,000, to pluck a figure out of the air? Yeah, Hugo.
No. I don't see any evidence at all of people sort of deselecting clients below a certain size, because the additional cost of running model portfolio is minuscule.
What I meant is that they might use model portfolio services for clients below £250,000, but perhaps use a discretionary service above that, or is that?
A little bit, perhaps, right. but at the margin, not a general trend that we see at all being applied. You could equally apply it the other way around as well. That the model portfolio is applied to larger ones, but in fact, I think it's applied to most clients in a firm.
Really?
Once someone's adopted it, yes.
Right. Ian, is that your experiences?
I think it's a little bit more complicated than simply binary. I mean, I think lots of firms have lots of model portfolios or lots of templates. Lots of clients will hold more than one template in different proportions, and lots of clients will hold stuff as well as templates. So I think what's being used as the template is effectively, like I said earlier on, there's a sort of core and satellite approach is one of the most common uses, which is, we can do 80% of the heavy lifting using this, and then we can do the rest of the work doing something else. So I wouldn't see it as a sort of, you either have a model portfolio or you don't. You can have combinations of all sorts of different things work better than one thing on its own.
Paul, sorry, Paul, you wanted to come in.
What we've seen is, clearly from our numbers, the vast majority of our advisors are using model portfolios, but we've seen an interesting trend where people are now starting to select multiple discretionary fund managers, and they're starting to theme it. So they might have a discretionary fund manager that focuses on wealth preservation, one that does socially responsible investing, one that's just cheap or a brand, one that does bespoke. And depending on how the conversation goes, dictates which discretionary fund manager they choose, which avoids this accusation of shoehorning a client into one particular centralised investment proposition, but enables the advisor to have the operational efficiency of one administration system. So that's a recent trend.
Freddie, have you studied this question of client segmentation?
Yeah, I was just going to say, on a pure sort of wealth bracket level, I'd agree with everybody else in terms of actually model portfolios broadly applied across all wealth brackets, be it for clients with £50,000 up to £1 million plus. I think where you see the correlation is when you start to look at sort of purely bespoke discretionary fund management services versus, for example, IFAs used or putting clients into multi-manager funds or funded funds. That there is a much more dramatic is a strong word, but there's more of a correlation in there, and less so in the model portfolios, I'd suggest.